Good morning and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
And the smiles continue for every African as we saw Morocco progress to the next round, talking about the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. I am Daniel Obasi.
All right, starting with the local scene where the previous favorite, talking about Tima, God bless, and Dark Horse Adekalo Fakorede registered their win in Delta State, winning Okwosofit and Prince Ofuku. In the men's race, defending champion Enoch Adegoke failed to make history as he could not become the first man in almost 2 decades to successfully defend a national sports festival 100-meter title. Let's not forget that Fakorede is just 19-year-old and he ran 100th of a second faster than the 10.26 personal best he ran in June.
Like I said, I've always been saying this, the sports festival going down there in Asaba, even though we know Delta have left everyone behind with the way they've gotten the gold medals and even over 100 medals in total. And then it has been amazing, most especially because this is one of the biggest where we see athletes have over 13,000 athletes already in Delta State competing and doing at their various states proud. But one fascinating thing about all of this is the fact that this athletes are making us proud. They are breaking records. We've seen, just like you said, as 19-year-old Fakorede already making ourselves proud, making our own state proud, and even making Nigeria. Because in the build-up from Paris 2024, we are supposed to see something amazing. We saw this year go well for us, and I just tell you, with what we are seeing in Delta, definitely 2024 Paris Olympics would also be amazing.
All right, we hope for that as we move on. Still the Delta 2022, where the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, talking about Sunday Diary, says there are 6 states who are bidding to host the next National Sports Festival in 2024. Adari stated this after watching a gymnastic competition in the multi-purpose indoor sports hall of the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, at the ongoing 21st National Sports Festival. Dari added that confirmed the Tony Nelson-led committee responsible for picking the next host will submit their report on Friday.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Our preparations ongoing and everything, we've seen it. He even came out to say the fact that if Delta had not hosted this one, Abuja was on standby to actually show. I think this is just what we're seeing in the last years. Aside football, we've been getting it right in other sporting affairs, and which is a very kudos to the sports minister who have been able to give us a different diversion from just football and giving us something good in other sports. Kudos to him, and I just hope for anyone who would eventually become the state that would host 2024, talking about the National Sports Festival, the 22nd edition, we just hope it goes better and better for us.
All right, the Flying Eagles are also waiting for the approval for the Nigerian Football Federation, that is the NFF, for their training trip to Egypt ahead of the CAF Under-20 African Nations Cup in 2023. One of the coaching crew of the 2022 WAFU Under-20 champions on Tuesday told reporters that he came to the Secretariat talking about Sunday Dankoro House to follow up on the letter waiting for approval for the Federation. Ladan Boso's side started preparations for the biennial competition in Abuja last week on Monday.
I think, like I said, preparations on early. We saw what happened also in cricket. We saw the Yellow Greens started preparations in Ibadan before they went on to Zimbabwe. From Zimbabwe, they had to go to Rwanda. You see how they've been able to get the results right. The first game, the second game. It shows what it is. And I think for the Ladan Boso side, they've been in Abuja since last week Monday, preparing, getting everything right, and hoping that they can be able to make the trip to go down to Egypt. The competition is starting on February 18th, and hopefully they get to acclimatize with the weather and everything. But for me, I think the only problem we've always done is the fact that we've always gotten it right on the youth level. On the 20, we are the highest that I've actually won the Under 20 African Cup of Nations. We won it 7 times. So when it comes to the youth level, we do well. There is no doubt that I know they would do well in Egypt from the 18th of February. But the problem has always been the transition to the senior level.
All right. And after moving up now to the World Cup, a lot has happened.
True.
We saw Spain leaving yesterday, shocked by one of the most, I would say one of the most best African team or nation. Talking about Morocco, it's one of the North African best team there. After a fierce 123 minutes of the game time at the Education City Stadium in Qatar, Morocco did the impossible to defeat 2010 World Cup winners Spain 3-0 on penalties. In a fabulous performance, Morocco's goalkeeper Yacine Bono saved all 3 penalties from the Spanish side, and of course Morocco for the first time advanced to a World Cup quarterfinals. Achraf Hakimi struck the decisive penalty in a shootout to send Morocco into the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time on Tuesday, as the African side stunned Spain after a goalless draw. Recall that Hakimi was born in Spain, but he chose to represent Morocco. Spain coach Luis Enrique had claimed his set of players did the homework of taking 1,000 penalties, but of course Pablo Sarabia, Carlos Soler and Sergio Busquets also missed from the spot before Madrid-born Hakimi dinked it.
1,000 penalty practice all came to nothing yesterday.
Would you say that this has to do with the non-experience of the young players? That team has an average of 24 years or 22 to 23 years, everyone there except for Sergio Busquets, who is up to 32 or 30. I
would agree with you to an extent in terms of experience. These guys, the Spanish guys, are very, very young. Yeah. And then when at that point when it started going on into extra time, you would tell that experience now would definitely come, because the pressure was now on these young lads. They've not amassed this kind of pressure ever in their career. Now, getting to that point in one of the biggest showpiece in football, definitely they would tremble, they would shiver, and we saw what happened to them yesterday. Now, for Spain, like you said, young boys trying to do what they know how to do. They do it well with their clubs. But when it comes to the countryside, the national team, it's a different ball game entirely. Young players and all of that. But for Morocco, also congratulations to them. Just like you said, did amazingly well. No one gave them that chance, but they did it, and now becoming the 4th African country after Cameroon, Ghana, as also Senegal, to qualify for the quarterfinals. I want to see what happens on foot in the quarterfinals, because it is going to be a very dicey one.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's going to be very dicey because they'll be meeting Portugal, who swept away Switzerland. Talking about Portugal coach Fernando Santos dropped Cristiano Ronaldo to the bench for the last 16 minutes, for the last 16 meeting with Switzerland, and was rewarded with a hat-trick from replacement, talking about Goncalo Ramos, as a stunning team display. Santos expressed his displeasure at gestures made by Ronaldo when he was substituted in the last group game against South Korea, and it was the first time in 31 games, stretching back to 2008, that he had not started in a major tournament. Portugal made light of the 37-year-old absence, to put it mildly, as 21-year-old Benfica striker Ramos hit the first treble of the tournament on his first international start to help set up a quarterfinal against Morocco, who also surprised Spain. And so this begs the question, Ronaldo, what's happened to, is this the end of an era?
I think so. Then someone said, no Ronaldo, no problem. We are flying, Portugal is flying, and they are into the quarterfinals. I think for me, Ronaldo has lost the touch. He has lost that sense that would probably put him right there. And someone also said he should have left when the ovation was very, very loud.
He should have left, or he would have resigned.
Leaving, whichever way he wants to put it. But look at what happened with Manchester United. Look at what is happening now with Portugal. Leaving when the ovation is loud would have been the best for this 37-year-old. But look at what it has been resulted to coming from the bench in a knockout game. Come on. It speaks, I probably might say, him going to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, gets the money, everyone forgets Ronaldo, and then probably we move on to the next chapter, the Kylian Mbappe's, the Gavi, the Ansu Fati's, the Foden,
the Jamal Musiala.
So that's what I think everyone is guaranteeing that, okay, fine, this is also the last World Cup for Lionel Messi. So probably when he does that, he goes to the MLS, and then, okay, we probably might just forget him and all of that, and then we see a new era is being born, the Kylians and all of that. So I think that's just what is going to happen. But I felt Cristiano Ronaldo has overstretched this thing, and I think he just overdid it for me personally. All
right, let's also tell you that Brazil's great Pelé is in great condition. Yes, says these doctors in Sao Paulo that the 82-year-old was admitted last Tuesday, and he has reassured fans that he is in a great condition. Recall that he was not responding to chemotherapy, but the 3-time World Cup winner has received regular treatment since having a very good improvement in the hospital.
Yes, we thank him. We want to say thank God for that. Everyone is happy that Pele is in good condition. And we just want to see the 82-year-old still stick around and still help us. I enjoyed the beautiful Joga Bonito he was also played. I'm talking about recovery. We also see Gabriel Jesus also gone a knee injury as well. And definitely he would be back for Arsenal. He is out of the World Cup already. He would be back for Arsenal. And then even Raheem Sterling, after what we saw happen to his family, he's not really also in a very good condition at the moment to return to the Three Lions, and also Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hills TV. I am Daniel Obasi.
Thank you for watching.